just got out of work. Pretty good day. A little slow, a lot of meetings, and I've just been out of it a little bit all day. I think I stayed up a little bit late last night. I was working on some process stuff. I'm trying to formalize the process around episode production for the podcast and for client podcasts, and making that as clear as possible so that I can completely hand off operations to my freelance audio engineer, Nick. And so I was up a bit late last night trying to get that together, stayed up till probably about 1. And it woke up this morning, maybe like 6:30, 6:45, and have been at work since about 8:45. It's probably around 5 right now. It is Thursday, June 1st, which is crazy to me. I'm shocked that it's already June, but here we are. It's it's just another day, you know. This process of trying to build a business, trying to create something takes time, and it's a lot of days of just this: waking up, going to work, leaving work, heading home, doing chores, and then doing more work. I'm heading home right now to work on that process a little bit more. I also have a couple of things on my plate. I have to schedule a podcast episode for tomorrow morning so they can release then. It's gonna be a pretty good episode, actually. It's about recognizing that you're on the right path even though things don't seem to be moving, which is something I personally struggle with quite a bit. Maybe you guys can resonate with that. But outside of that, you know, I've got to sort of refine this process a little bit further. I've got to send that over to him, start getting some feedback, send him files from this amazing interview I had yesterday with Matt Cohn from Different Hunger. He's a buddy of mine who went from freelancer with no money and prospects, left the country, moved to Colombia, and is now the owner of a 6-figure digital agency. And so we sat down yesterday for about 45 minutes and just talked about his process and what that's felt like, and the fear and what it takes to make that kind of a leap. And so, you know, I've got to get those files organized and sent over to him. I've got to come up with the marketing strategy behind that episode, and as well as the larger sales strategy. I'm sort of toying with doing an interview series with similar interviews around, sorry if it's a little loud, I do live in New York City, but doing an interview series around taking that leap and starting a business, and trying to get that sponsored. So, you know, maybe a 10-episode series where I sit down with people in the city. We do it in person. We get video, audio, and some micro content for other platforms, and partner with a... Sorry about that. Finger slipped. I should just get a tripod for this. I don't know why I didn't bring mine today. Yeah, so, you know, partner with a company like Betterment or ADP or JustWorks, or, you know, any of these like support companies for entrepreneurs. So I'm toying with that still, but in order to make that happen, I have to have something to show, and so I'm going to use this interview with Matt as a way to kick that off. So tonight I have to piece that together, come up with a concept, and maybe even try to get a little bit ambitious and script out the episode for next week of my podcast, just so I can get a little bit ahead and start to push the barriers a little bit. And then I have to put together some process documents and onboarding documents for a content management intern that I'm starting to work with. So lots of stuff going on. It's about 5 p.m. here. I'm gonna hop on the subway now, head home, and get to work, because that's how it goes. It's just another day. on the hustle, on the grind, trying to make something happen. And this is what it takes. It takes a lot of really sort of mundane effort over a long period of time in order to make this kind of stuff happen. So with that said, I'm gonna head out, and I'll see you in the next episode.